Hello everyone, welcome to another video. As the title suggests, this is a vintage pattern haul. I recently bought a bundle of vintage patterns from eBay and I figured why not film it and share it with the world. I have a small obsession with vintage patterns. So I know that vintage patterns have been reproduced recently by major brands like Simplicity, but I just think that there's something so special about the actual original vintage pattern, something that existed 60 years ago and was actually worn by someone. It's really cool to me. Like the same thrill that we get from going to museums and seeing artifacts and things that actually existed many years ago. That's kind of the same appeal that original vintage patterns have to me. I look at them and I think, wow, someone in the 1960s and the 1950s and even the 1940s and 30s, like some of the patterns that I have are from, someone actually touched this in the 1930s and someone actually wore these clothes. It's a small little thrill for me. Maybe that makes me nerdy. I don't know, probably. But if you love vintage patterns as much as I do, go ahead and hit that like button, and you might as well subscribe too. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one we have here is this pattern 9261. It is a top, obviously, and it comes in 3 different variations, mostly to do with the details. So this one, we've got some nice waist darts here. The other 2 don't have. Obviously the differences in the neckline. And this one has a center seam. I rarely ever see that, so that's nice. We have some side darts here, not on the other ones. And this is just really cute. I like how feminine it is. I like that you have 3 different variations. And let's see, it came from the Star Weekly Pattern Department in Toronto, Ontario in March of 1960. I love when I can see the date that it was mailed. It just makes it seem more antique. Yeah, so that's the first one. Next one is this really pretty dress, pattern number 9305, from Marion Martin. They were a pretty popular pattern company back in the day. There's no date here, but I love that it was sent to me with the handwriting of the previous owner, and it just kind of gives you a glimpse into the personal history behind these sewing patterns. I really like the little detail here on the neckline. Some waist darts, side dart, really a simple dress, but I think really pretty. Next one, again, very simple, but I think very pretty and something to kind of help get started. Being that it's a really simple dress pattern, really the only piece of detail here is the French darts on the side. It's basically just a t-shirt dress, but I think it's really cute, very pretty, very versatile. You can pretty much pair it with anything. You could wear it alone, over a skirt like the model's wearing, or even over leggings or jeans. Looks like it has been cut and used, and this, oh my god, it's a piece of newspaper. Maybe the previous owner lost one of the pieces and just made this out of, well, that wouldn't make sense if she lost it, but I don't know, maybe she had to replicate this for some reason. It actually looks like a pattern piece. Maybe it was damaged and she just made an extra. I looked all over it, but I couldn't really find any indication of what year this was from. That was disappointing. I really wanted to know what year it was from, but I think it's just really funny that there's like a 60-year-old newspaper clipping in there. So on to the next. We have this pattern right here, a nice little summer dress. I really appreciate the thick straps. For a bigger busted girl like myself, it makes the dress more comfortable, easier to hide bra straps, and it has a much more flattering overall appearance in my opinion. The Hamilton Spectator pattern department, again, September 30th, 1960. Next we have a pattern where you kind of get a lot of bang for your buck. This has a jacket pattern, a top pattern with a sleeveless version and one with sleeves, and a dress pattern, again from Marion Martin. No year, but the previous owner's name and address and some handwriting. It looks like it says coat and dress. So this looks like it was well loved by the previous owner. Size 20.5, which is hard to come by, pretty rare. So I might not have to make many adjustments to this one. The other ones I will most likely have to make some adjustments in the bust and waist area. And length as well, because I am, in addition to being full figured, I'm also very petite. So that will be fun. And that's another reason why I appreciate these very simple patterns, because it makes the adjustments that much easier when the pattern is rather simple and straightforward. Here we have another simple dress with a nice collar here and some side darts, and these interesting pieces here, you could do some contrasting fabric, like make this portion of the dress one color and then this portion a different color. I like the possibilities there. This one, these stamps look rather recent, so I'm not sure if they were mailed several times. I don't know. We don't really have as much history as we do in the old ones, but that's okay. Very cute. Next one, we have another dress with the same contrasting fabric potential here in the top part and this on the sides. Another rather simple, this almost seems like a princess seam. This is interesting. This almost seems like a princess seam that, rather than extending to the shoulder, it kind of moves into part of the arm. So that's something I've never seen before, and actually I just noticed right now. So that will be interesting to look into in the instructions. This one, 1964, very cool. Yeah. And last but not least, another simple shirt dress with a nice long French dart here. Has other variations, like there's a collar here that you can add with obviously a different neckline, and an even different neckline still with a different collar. Actually, there's a fourth up here that I just noticed. Wow. This is another one where it seems like it's a very simple pattern, but you're getting a lot of different variations, which make it even more worth your while. No date here, but we have lovely handwriting from the previous owner, along with the envelope itself. So that is it for this vintage pattern haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did, and if you enjoy vintage patterns in general, let me know in the comments below which one of these is your favorite. I think out of all these it's a tough call because they're all so adorable, but I think it's a toss-up between this dress and these blouses. I really love this kind of sweetheart neckline, and this squared neckline. But I don't know, my eye is always drawn to this dress with the little notched in the neckline and the darts. So if you have any questions about these patterns, feel free to leave it in the comments. I got them all from eBay in one purchase, one lot. It all came from the same seller. But I don't think they didn't have the same owner. I remember seeing different names on the address labels, but I really appreciate the way they were kind of packed. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it makes a big difference, but it's kind of nice to just see the cover of the pattern and then flip it open and see the envelope, and then the contents are all kind of tucked inside. Little detail, but sometimes little details make all the difference. So again, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.